My child, pause for a moment. If you are not ready to hear the words I have personally chosen for you,
the words meant to guide you through what lies ahead, you are free to scroll past this video. I will not force you. You can keep scrolling. You can keep searching for answers. You can keep distracting yourself with the noise of the world. But understand this, you did not come across this message by accident. You have been quietly asking for clarity, for direction, for reassurance. This is the answer you have been praying for. While many will pass without noticing, you are meant to pause here. That unrest in your heart, that sense that something isn't right, that was me reaching out to you. If you turn away now, you return to the same confusion you asked to be released from. But if you love me, my child, stay with me until the end, because before this message is over, you will understand why you have felt lost and what your next step must be. My child, I want you to stay for at least the next 7 minutes. Do not let this moment pass you by. Do not let the busyness of the day steal this divine appointment from you. For these next 7 minutes, I am going to bless you in 7 ways. Yes, my child, this is not a coincidence, this is a conversation. Just talk to me, quiet your spirit, lower your defenses, and simply listen, and you will yourself feel that the problems, the pain, and the storm that was seemingly bigger in your eyes is now no longer important. I know how loud the world has been lately. I know how heavy the air feels in your home and how tight the knot in your chest has become. You have been looking for a sign, begging for relief, and wondering if anyone actually sees the battle you are fighting. You have whispered prayers into the dark, wondering if they were just bouncing off the ceiling. I am here to tell you that I have been with you through everything, even in the moments when you thought I had forgotten you. There has not been a single second of your life when my eyes were not on you. You often feel like you are walking through a crowded room, yet remain completely invisible. But to me, you are the only one in the room. I saw you when you cried, and no one noticed. I was there in the shower when the water washed away tears you didn't want your family to see. I was there in the car, parked in the driveway, when you took that extra minute to compose yourself, checking your eyes in the rearview mirror before walking through the front door to face your family. I saw you when you smiled to hide the pain. You have become a master at wearing that mask, haven't you? You convince your coworkers, your friends, and even your closest relatives that you are fine, that you are holding it all together. But I know the depth of what you've carried. I know the nights you stared at the glowing numbers on your alarm clock, doing the mental math on how much more you could take before breaking. You have gone through things that others may never understand, betrayals that cut deep, losses that left a hollow space in your chest, and pressures that would have crushed anyone else. And still, you kept walking. You woke up the next morning, you made the coffee, you went to work, and you took care of everyone else. That, my child, was not because you were stronger than others. It wasn't because you have some superhuman ability to endure suffering or because you are just built different. It is because I gave you strength even when you didn't recognize it was me. You thought it was your willpower. You thought it was just your stubborn refusal to quit. You thought it was a coincidence that you found just enough energy to get through the week, or that the money showed up right when the bill was due. You even believed at times that you made it through alone, that you were the captain of your own survival. You told yourself, I just have to hustle harder, not realizing that the breath in your lungs and the fire in your belly were gifts from my hand. But the truth is, I was the one carrying you when you didn't have the strength to take another step. When you felt like your legs were going to give out, I was the force holding you upright. When your mind was spiraling into dark places and anxiety threatened to take over, I was the anchor that kept you from drifting away completely. I was the one softening the blow, protecting you from dangers you didn't even see coming. You see the storms that hit you, but you don't see the ones I diverted. You don't see the accidents I prevented, the text messages I blocked, the toxic relationships I removed, and the doors I shut to keep destruction away from your doorstep. There were moments when the enemy intended to take you out, to break your spirit permanently, but I stood between you and the darkness. Even in your darkest hour, I was there. I was the whisper of hope when you wanted to give up. I was the sudden peace that didn't make sense in the middle of chaos. I want you to stop believing the lie that you are isolated in your struggle. The enemy wants you to feel isolated because when you feel alone, you feel powerless. But you have never been alone. Not for a heartbeat. I've been walking this road with you, putting my hand on your shoulder, breathing life into you when you felt dead inside. I haven't missed a moment, and I'm certainly not going to leave you now. Now, listen to me carefully. I want you to stop believing the lie that you are stuck. I know the feeling that has settled in your gut, the heavy, suffocating sense that you are trapped in a loop, waking up to the same struggles, the same limitations, and the same silence day after day. You look at your life and it feels like you are walking through deep mud, expending every ounce of your energy just to lift your foot, only to put it down a few inches forward. You see others speeding down the highway of their destiny, hitting milestones, celebrating victories, and getting the breakthroughs you have been praying for, while you feel parked on the shoulder with your hazard lights blinking. But I am telling you today, you are not stuck. You are in a process. There is a vast spiritual difference between being stagnant and being prepared, even if they look identical from the outside. Stagnation is a dead end. Preparation is a slingshot being pulled back. You are not being denied. You are being developed. Life was never supposed to be perfect, and I never promised you a journey free of delays or detours. I never said the road would be a straight line from your prayer to the promise. But I did promise I would never leave you, and that includes the waiting room. I haven't left you there to rot. I have placed you there to ripen. I have been working behind the scenes in ways your natural eyes cannot yet see. While you are sleeping, I am working. While you are worrying, I am warring on your behalf. I am rearranging situations that you don't even know about. I am shifting the atmosphere in rooms you haven't entered yet. I am preparing the hearts of people who are going to bless you, softening them so they are ready to receive you when you arrive. I am opening doors that are currently invisible to you, and I am closing doors that you are still trying to pry open. I know you cried over those closed doors. I know you felt rejected when that opportunity didn't work out, but I closed them because they were traps. I blocked that path because it led to a cliff you couldn't see. You think you've been delayed. You have been looking at the calendar, counting the months and the years, and letting panic set in. You have these timelines in your head. I should be married by now. I should be financially free by now. I should be further along than this. You think you've missed your window. But listen to me. I do not operate on your clock. I created time. Nothing you have done, nothing others have done to you. No mistake, no failure, no betrayal has the power to cancel what I have planned for you. Do you really think a bad decision or a season of depression is powerful enough to derail the destiny of the Almighty? I am the one who writes your story, and I am not finished with you. Not now, not ever. You have been asking me to change your situation, and I will. But first, I am using your situation to change you. You have asked me to open doors, and I will. But first, I need to make sure that when you walk through them, you are strong enough to carry the weight of the blessing and wise enough to sustain it. If I gave you the harvest before your roots were deep enough, the fruit would destroy you. Do not despise this season of preparation. Do not think it is wasted time. The waiting season is not punishment. It is protection. You are being built up. You are being forged in the fire so that when you step into your purpose, you are unbreakable. I see the full picture, not just today. I don't operate on deadlines. I operate on destiny. And I am telling you right now, there is still more for you. No matter how old you are, no matter how long it's been, no matter how many times you've failed or fallen short, there is still more. You are not too late. You have not gone too far. I can redeem what you thought was lost. I can breathe life into dreams you buried years ago. I can turn your ashes into beauty. I can bring purpose out of your pain. What the enemy meant for harm, to discourage you, to make you bitter, to make you quit, I am already using for your good. You will look back on this season and realize that the very things that tried to break you actually became the foundation for your strength. You will see that the rejection was just redirection.
And I am not
You will see that the silence was just the deep breath before the shout of victory. You will see that what was meant to destroy you, I used to elevate you. So, trust me when it doesn't make sense. Trust me when the answer is not yet. Trust me when the construction noise is loud and the dust is in your eyes, because I am building something in you that will last forever. So, I need you to let go of the timelines you created in your mind. Let go of the pressure to perform, to achieve, and to prove your worth to anyone. You have spent far too many years running on a treadmill of expectations, trying to earn a seat at a table that I already reserved for you with my own name. You don't need to impress me. You don't need to earn my love. You cannot buy it with good deeds, and you cannot lose it with your bad days. I chose you before the foundation of the world. Before you ever achieved anything, before you ever failed at anything, before you spoke your first word or made your first mistake, I had already called you mine. The love I have for you is not based on how well you behave or how consistent you've been in your faith. I know there are days when you feel distant, days when you don't pray, days when your heart feels cold. But I love you because you are my creation. I love you because you are my child. Nothing you do will ever change that. That is the one constant in a universe that is always changing. And right now, in this moment, I want you to receive that love without condition. Stop resisting it. Stop punishing yourself for things I have already forgiven. You have a habit of replaying your old tapes, watching the highlight reel of your worst moments over and over again. You think that if you feel guilty enough, it somehow pays for your mistakes. You think that if you carry the shame long enough, it shows you are responsible. But I do not hold your past against you. I am not here to condemn you. I am here to restore you. You've been carrying weight that I never asked you to carry. Guilt, shame, fear, anxiety. These were never meant to be part of your identity. You've worn them like armor, thinking they protect you, thinking they make you stronger or keep you humble. But in truth, they've only made it harder for you to feel my presence. They are walls, not shields. Lay them down. You can't fix everything, and you were never supposed to. You weren't created to carry burdens alone. You were created to walk with me, and I have been waiting patiently for you to come to me, not with your perfection, but with your reality. I don't want the polished version of you. I don't want the Sunday best version of your heart that says the right words, but hides the true feelings. Bring me your confusion. Bring me your anger. Bring me your disappointment. I can handle all of it. I am not afraid of your pain. I am not offended by your questions. I am not distant from your struggle. I am closer than you think, and I am more involved than you know. I want you to understand something important. You are not defined by your past, the things you regret, the choices you wish you could undo, the opportunities you think you missed. None of those things define you in my eyes. I see you fully. I see the nights you wish you could take back. I see the words you wish you hadn't spoken. And knowing all of that, I still call you chosen. I still call you worthy. I still call you redeemed. You are not the same person you were back then. And even if others cannot see your growth, I see it. Even if others try to remind you of who you used to be, holding your history over your head, I already buried that version of you. I see who you are becoming, and I love every step you are taking toward the future I have for you. Stop comparing your life to those around you. You look at their highlight reels on social media and feel like you are falling behind. But you don't know what they're carrying behind closed doors, and you don't need to match their timeline. I didn't design your journey to look like anyone else's. I am doing something in your life that is unique, something custom-made for your spirit. It is something that won't always be understood by others. That's okay. You don't need everyone to understand your calling. You only need to trust that I do. Surrender to me, not just when things go wrong, but every single day. Wake up and choose to lean on me. Let me be the first voice you seek and the last one you listen to. I am not only your God, I am your Father. I am not only your provider, I am your friend. I want to walk with you in the mundane, not just the miraculous. I care about the little things. The stress of your commute, the frustration with your bills, the quiet hopes you have for your family, not just the big spiritual moments. You were created for communion with me. You were designed to abide in me, not visit occasionally. Let me into every room of your heart, not just the clean parts, not just the parts you're proud of. Let me into the messy places. Let me into the fears you never voice. Let me touch the wounds that are still healing. Let me show you that my love doesn't withdraw in your weakness. It meets you there. Now that you have sat with me, listened to my words, and opened your heart to what I want to give you, I want to take you deeper. We have spoken about your heart and your spirit, but now we must address the engine that drives it all. I want to take you deeper, not just into my promises, but into the power I have already placed within you. I want to show you the incredible strength that lies within your mind and how your thoughts, yes, the very thoughts you entertain day after day while you are driving, showering, or lying in bed, carry more weight in shaping your life than you may have ever realized. You were made in my image. That means you were not created just to react to the world around you like an animal. You were created with the ability to reason, imagine, believe, and shape reality with your thoughts, words, and choices. You are not a victim of your circumstances. I know it feels that way sometimes. I know it feels like life is happening to you, like you are a small boat being tossed around by a giant ocean. But you are not powerless in your waiting, in your pain, or even in your confusion. You have the power to think in alignment with my truth, and when you do, everything changes. Too often, my children allow negative thinking to become their default setting, not realizing that it subtly but powerfully reshapes how they see themselves, others, and even me. It happens so quietly you barely notice it. Worry, fear, bitterness, resentment, shame, and despair, they don't usually kick down the front door. They creep in quietly through the back window, dressing themselves up as realism, responsibility, or logic. You tell yourself, I'm just being realistic about the economy, or I'm just being logical about my chances. But those thoughts do not come from me. I never planted them in you. My words to you have always been words of life, not death. Words of possibility, not limitation. I have never spoken hopelessness over your future. So when hopelessness speaks, know for a fact that it is not my voice. When you agree with thoughts that tear you down, when you repeat words in your mind that discourage and diminish you, you are building walls that keep out the very blessings you are praying for. You are partnering with the enemy against your own soul. You must understand this. Your thoughts matter. They are not just smoke that vanishes. They are seeds. Every thought you let take root in your mind has the potential to grow. If you plant a seed of fear, you will harvest a life of anxiety. If you plant a seed of rejection, you will harvest a life of isolation. These seeds influence how you speak, how you behave, and how you see your life. What you believe about yourself determines how you live. If you believe you are a failure, you will subconsciously sabotage your own success. If you believe you are unlovable, you will push away the people I sent to love you. This is why I have told you to renew your mind daily. Not just occasionally, not just on Sundays, and not just when things get overwhelming, but every single day. Because every day the world will offer you lies. Every day your past will try to whisper limitations into your present. Every day the enemy will try to distort your vision with fear, doubt, or pride. He knows that if he can get you to think wrong, he can get you to live wrong. But I have given you a weapon, my word. And it is not just for reading or memorizing to impress others. It is for replacing every lie with truth, every doubt with confidence, every fear with peace. Do you remember what I said? Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. That means real change, lasting change, begins not with your surroundings,
Come with me,
but with your thinking. You're waiting for your environment to change so you can feel better. But I am waiting for you to think better so your environment can change. If your thoughts are sick, your soul becomes weary. If your thoughts are full of darkness, your vision will be clouded, and you will stumble even in the light. But if your thoughts are full of my word, if you let truth reign in your mind, you will find clarity, courage, and peace even in the most difficult circumstances. You will see doors where others see walls. You will see bridges where others see cliffs. You see, your mind is a battlefield. It is the primary place where the war for your destiny is fought, and whoever controls your thoughts controls your direction. So today, I am asking you to surrender not just your actions to me, but your thoughts too. It is easy to give me your money or your time, but it is much harder to give me your worries. It is harder to hand over the control of your narrative. But that is where your life truly begins, inside your mind, hidden from the world, yet seen fully by me. You may think to yourself, how do I think positive when so much in my life has gone wrong? And I understand that hesitation. It is a valid question. I see your story. I see the setbacks that knocked the wind out of you, the betrayals that left you wary, the heartbreaks, and the silent disappointments you never even put into words because they hurt too much to speak. I don't dismiss your pain, I don't overlook your losses, but I want you to know that the positive thinking I am calling you to is not about pretending everything is fine when it isn't. It is not about ignoring the brokenness or forcing a plastic smile through the tears while your heart is bleeding. Positive thinking, the kind I teach, is grounded in reality, my reality. It is built on the unshakable assurance that I am still in control, that I can bring beauty from ashes, that nothing is wasted in my hands, and that even when you cannot see the way forward, I am still leading you. To think positively in a broken world is to trust that I am bigger than what is broken. It is to focus not on what you lack, but on what I am able to provide. It is to believe, even if only with a mustard seed of faith, that something good is still ahead. I do not ask you to deny the darkness. I simply ask that you remember that I am the light. When you choose to believe the best, even after disappointment, you are aligning yourself with my nature. When you choose to speak life instead of complaint, you are creating space for me to work miracles. When you refuse to dwell on failure and instead confess my promises, you are not being naive. You are being obedient. I have told you clearly, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, think about such things. That was not just good advice or poetic suggestion. That was a command meant to guard your mind from destruction, because what you think on consistently you become, and what you rehearse in your mind, you eventually manifest in your life. If you constantly entertain fear, you will begin to live as if danger is always near, shrinking back from the life I gave you. If you constantly dwell on past pain, you will begin to sabotage the present. But if you fill your thoughts with my faithfulness, my power, my provision, and my grace, you will begin to see everything through the lens of possibility. Even the impossible will begin to feel possible because you are thinking with my mind, not the limited mind of the flesh. This is why I have preserved my word for you. My word is not a book of rules to restrict you. It is a source of renewal to release you. It is medicine for your thoughts and fuel for your spirit. When you read it and speak it, you are not performing a religious ritual. You are realigning your entire life with truth. You are letting go of lies that have lived too long in your heart. You are building resilience. Do not wait until you are in a crisis to open my word. Let it be your daily bread. Let it be the first thing that fills your mind. Not the news, not your phone, not the criticism of others. Let it be your anchor, especially when the world seems unstable. There are people around you who speak only what they see. They declare things based on statistics, on trends, on temporary facts. But I have called you to live differently. I have called you to walk by faith, not by sight. Faith begins in your thoughts. You cannot live by faith and think by fear. You cannot declare breakthrough with your mouth and dwell on failure with your mind. You cannot expect joy and meditate on loss. There must be alignment between your thoughts and your prayers. Some of my children pray with their mouths, but cancel their prayers with their thinking. They ask me for peace, but constantly obsess over worst-case scenarios. They ask me for healing, but dwell on despair. I hear every prayer, but I also see the mind behind the words, and I want to help you bring that mind into agreement with what you are asking for. You are stronger than you think. Not because of your will, but because my spirit lives in you. And when you begin to think the way I think, you will begin to live the way I've always intended. You will walk with confidence, not insecurity. You will speak with purpose, not apology. You will rest in the unknown, not be tormented by it. You will stop seeing yourself as a burden and start realizing that you are a blessing. That is the power of renewing your mind. It doesn't just change your emotions. It transforms your entire identity. So, speak with intention. Stop calling yourself names I never gave you. Stop labeling your future with failure. Begin to speak life over your day before it begins. Begin to thank me for what I'm doing, even when you don't see it yet. This is not delusion. This is faith. This is how my children walk in power even in hardship. This is how they keep going when others give up. They have learned to think my thoughts. They have learned to take hold of truth and not let go. I love you, and I'm not just calling you to survive. I'm calling you to thrive, to grow, to rise. But it starts with the mind. Let me transform it, and I will transform everything else.